Hello everyone. How are you all beautiful people? Hope all of you are doing great, and yes, this is the next part of What If Naruto reborn as grandson of Madara. Will our main character get incarnated into Naruto universe with overpower bloodline by God? Now he will follow his own path and bring changes in the new anime world he find himself in. This the training arc. So without a delay, let's start. Chapter 31, Escort Mission and First Blood. It has been 3 months since my first mission. I turned 6 a few weeks ago. My training and missions were going hand by hand. I have hit a plateau in my progress and I can't seem to improve further. I can currently fight against a normal jounin without breaking a sweat. My advantage is my high chakra reserves and tons of jutsus of each element I have mastered. My disadvantages lie in my small body and no real battle experience. I have completed my space element training with Minato and I am currently progressing slowly in Fuinjutsu. There is a large difference in the expert level and the master level. Being able to use chakra as a material to create Fuinjutsu seals is a big advantage. I am just waiting for my growth spurt to induce new changes to my body, and I think after my first growth spurt I will grow relatively fast with the increase in chakra capacity and increment in body strength. After doing a ton of D-rank missions, the Hokage decides to give us a C-rank mission. Honestly, I am going insane with so many D-rank missions. I haven't stepped out of the village yet. This mission came right on time. The mission seemed to be not too difficult. The son of the daimyo of the Land of Tea came to vacation in Land of Fire. Now for his return trip, he needs the help of some escorts for his safe travel. The mission is issued as a C-rank mission in the Hokage office. Hiruzen just issues this mission to our team. I am excited to venture out of Konoha. The journey to Land of Tea from Konoha would be 7 days long, so Tendo-sensei asked us to prepare our supplies in advance. I return home and inform my parents about the mission. It's time for you to adventure out of Konoha. Beware of everything when you are out on a mission. Many times, any unsuspecting passerby can turn out to be an enemy. Since this is a C-rank mission, take some poison antidotes with you. The bandits and thugs you will confront during the mission usually coat their weapons with lethal poison to fight against ninjas. Also, prepare your ration and all other necessities with you. Father lectured me for an entire 2 hours about what to do and what not to do during the mission. I jotted down everything in my brain as I am a complete noob when it comes to experience. Father just passed down his experience to me. Mother prepared some dry food for me which will be useful during the mission. I placed everything in a storage scroll and I am ready for my first mission. Next day in the morning, all of us meet at that entrance of the village as the convoy of the Tea Daimyo's son departs. The son of Daimyo sits in a carriage prepared for him as we travel. The carriage was surrounded by 12 guards who protected the carriage. Another 2 carriages containing food and other necessities together with various other items followed closely. The Daimyo's son's carriage was in middle. The son of Daimyo removed the curtain of his carriage as he notices me and question. What's with this kid here? Is he lost or something? Do we need to call his mama? How can he even protect anyone? He is still at the age when he should just hide in his mother's embrace. I asked Konoha for competent ninjas and they sent me a kid who requires a nanny. A tick appears on my forehead as I am pissed by his behavior. Tendo assures him as he replies. There is no need for you to worry about anything. Izuna here is a certified ninja of our village and he is a young genius who graduated early. This speaks for his competency and skills. so rest assured he can handle this mission. Daimyo's son scoffs at this as he covers the carriage with the curtain and continues to travel. The carriages were moving slowly, we simply walk as we follow the carriage. I am enjoying the sceneries as this was my first time out of Konoha. My Sharingan is active all the time as I searched for any suspicious activity. Nothing suspecting happened until we reached the border of the land of tea. On the fourth day, since our departure, we finally entered the land of tea. The convoy is moving through a steep valley as we went on full alert. This valley is the perfect spot for an ambush if the enemy wants to stop us. Our hypothesis was right as large wooden logs began to drop from atop the hill. I immediately needed some chakra and made hand signs. Fire style, great fireball technique. I spewed out a large ball of fire as it burnt down the logs. Only ashes remained of the logs as they fell. The enemies were surprised to see this, but they immediately reacted by throwing down large stones. I turned to my teammates waiting for their response. But they seemed to be clueless as they have no way to respond to the situation. I sighed at this and turned to Tendo. Tendo immediately made some hand signs as he spewed out some water from his mouth. Water style, pressure jet. The pressure water in the form of a jet collided with the rocks and smashed them into dust. The descent of the rocks stopped as only small rock pieces and debris fell toward the carriage. These rock pieces were deflected by Ryo and Takeyu as they jumped to protect the carriage. Me and Tendo start to ascend the hill as we faced against the bandits. Ryo and Takeyu stayed behind to protect the carriage together with guards. I checked around for any ninja as I activated my heat vision together with Chakra's vision. I couldn't spot any signs of involvement of any ninja. The confrontation between us and bandits begin. The bandits pose no threat to us. I checked their blades for poison and father was correct, their weapons were coated in a purple liquid which I assumed is poison. They were too slow to fight me while I was using my Sharingan. I summoned a kunai in the right hand as I start to fight them. I slashed the neck of one of the bandits as blood started to spew out from his neck. I felt disgusted at this as this was too much blood even for a medical student like me. My stomach starts to churn as the contents of my breakfast were about to spew out. I held them in for a while as I finished off other bandits. Tendo was done on his side too as he approached me. I nod to him as I run towards a nearby bush and start to puke out my breakfast. This is my first kill in this world and I felt very conflicted about this. In my previous world, I was a doctor whose job was to save lives, and now in this current life, my job is to kill anyone who stops me from completing my mission. I once again faced the reality of the situation as I muttered to myself. So, I have taken my first step to be embroiled in the chaos of this world. I breathed deeply to calm down my nerves as I walked out of the bush. "Are you okay?" Tendo questioned me. I nodded to him. "I am fine now. Let's regroup with Ryo and Takeyu." We descended the hill only to see dead bodies of a few bandits lying around. Takeyu noticed us as he shouted, "Sensei! We have a situation here." He pointed to the nearby Ryo who clutched one of his hands tightly. The leader of the bandits was mixed within the few bandits who attacked us. We were able to deal with all of them as Ryo faced against the bandit leader. During the battle, the bandit leader managed to land a cut on Ryo's left hand. It was only a flesh wound, so Ryo ignored it and fought the leader and finally killed him. "Let me take a look at it." Tendo looked at his wound and frowned. He is poisoned by the weapon of the bandit leader and the poison seems to be more potent than the rest. I fished out an antidote and handed it to Ryo. "Here, have it, It is an antidote for the poison. I prepared some in case of emergency. Ryo took the antidote and waited for the poison to neutralize. After a while, the poison stopped spreading, but it wasn't neutralized. The entire left arm of Ryo turned purple as it starts to leak pus and rot. I activated the X-ray and microscopic vision of my Sharingan as I checked his hand. The cells of his left hand were dying at a rapid rate as the poison corroded them. The muscles and veins start to shrivel as they leaked pus and start to rot. The nerves were badly damaged as they were affected by the poison. Overall, it is a hopeless situation. After checking the hand for a while, Tendo came to the same conclusion. Ryo, you have to amputate the arm from the shoulder if you don't want the poison to spread further. It is too late for treatment, the poison is too potent. No, sensei. How can this be? My career as a ninja will be over and my arm, no. Ryo cried. Tendo helped Ryo in amputating his arm as he cauterized the wound to ward off any remains of poison and tied the stump with bandages. I inhaled a deep breath as I looked at them. Thankfully, I wished for a healing factor comparable to Hashirama. Chapter 32, Taijutsu Training. After the mission was over, Ryo and Takeyu decided to retire as a ninja. They were too afraid to continue. Both of them lost their best friend in a previous C-rank mission, and in the next C-rank mission one of them lost his arm. Ryo decided to help his father with his shop and Takeyu joined him in the shop as a helper. Tendo and I had no opinion about their decision. Thus, like this, within 4 months my team disbanded. Hiruzen didn't pair me with any team again for a while. I stopped doing missions frequently as I focused solely on my Fuinjutsu training. Once in a while, I will go on some C-rank missions with other teams and even chun-ins to gather some experience. 1 year passed in the blink of an eye as I turned 7. I have finally reached the master level in Fuinjutsu, and Minato and Kushina were shocked to see this. Minato had progressed a lot too. He had successfully created the Rasengan ahead of time. Both Minato and Kushina have reached the Grandmaster level in Fuinjutsu. My Sharingan evolved into 3 Tomo Sharingan. I was really happy about this development. I exposed my Sharingan to my family and they were shocked to see my fully developed Sharingan. I just made an excuse that I have seen too many lives and deaths in my missions, which acted as a trigger to awaken my Sharingan. What shocked them more was my unusual Sharingan, and father just called it off as a mutation. Such cases were rare in clans as hardly any mutation occurs, and the person with mutated Sharingan usually goes blind shortly, and in some worst case scenarios, death may occur. I convinced them that I am fine and there is no harm to my body, but they still insisted me on not using Sharingan regularly. I could only agree to their request, but I don't need to comply with them. Now I can start to train my other skills. I started practicing in Taijutsu under Uncle Sakumo. He isn't a very skilled Taijutsu user, but his training still benefits me a lot. Maybe I should find Might Dewey now. He is the best Taijutsu user of the Shinobi world. Training with him will help me a lot, as my body will be able to keep up with his training because of Hashirama's healing factor. I hope. To find Might Dewey, I sneakily followed Might Guy. Might Guy went to his house, which looked more like a hut than a proper house. I guess being a genin didn't earn Might Dewey enough money to afford a proper house, and also Might Dewey practices in 8 gates, which burns him too much that he rests the entire next day. I saw Might Dewey practicing some kicking and punching techniques as Might Guy cheered him from sidelines. Might Dewey turns in my direction as he immediately noticed me and instantly appeared in front of me. Fast. So fast. He moved so fast without using any chakra. I could only see his movements with my Sharingan. Without it, I doubt I could have tracked his movements. Who are you, boy? I can see a vigorous youth in you. But it isn't good to peek on someone. I scratched my head as I walk out of my hiding place. I have already thought of an excuse to convince him in case I got caught. Hello, I am Izuna Uchiha. I am a friend of Kakashi as I train with him. I want to learn Taijutsu and Kakashi told me that someone called Might Guy is the best Taijutsu user he ever met. So, I asked him more about you. I just followed Might Guy to see him train. I lie with a straight face as I point in Might Guy's direction. So, my eternal rival finally acknowledged him. I am so happy and fired up. I will train 10 times more than my usual training. Might Guy start to shed a stream of tears as he hugs Might Dewey. Youth. This is youth. I will cheer for you, Guy. You are still in your youth. Yes, father. Both father and son hug each other as they start to shed buckets of tears. I feel embarrassed by seeing their interaction as the atmosphere turned weird. Cough, cough. I cough slightly to gather their attention as they look in my direction. Izuna boy, your youth is blooming. You have entered the spring of your youth. Seeing Guy fired up by your words, you can train in Taijutsu with us. Your passion, determination, hard work, and youth will shine brighter in the entire village. This is youth. But before that, I have to see that you are youthful enough. I sweat drop at his remark as weird thoughts enter my brain. I hug my body tightly as I retreat a step back. Let me see your youthfulness. Might Dewey walks towards me. I close my eyes to bear the assault, but nothing happened. Might Dewey just walks in front of me as he starts to inspect my body. Good body fat ratio. Your muscles are compact enough and your body is in your first growth spurt. He gives me a thumbs up and flashes a wide smile as his teeth gleam. Your youth is ready to shine, but before that, you need to wear something better to train yourself. He pulls green spandex from his belt as he thrusts it in my hand. I look at him awkwardly and I instantly reply. No, I won't wear this. I already have my training outfit, there is no need to wear anything else. Might Dewey slumps on his shoulder as he depressingly starts to mutter the benefits of this optimal Taijutsu training garment. I ignore him as I approach Might Guy. Guy, you are so cool to be able to enter and graduate from academy just by using Taijutsu. Guy sheepishly scratches his head as he flashes a bright smile. It is all because of my youth. I train with my father and he motivated me to move further. Okay. Izuna boy, if you want to train with us, come early tomorrow morning as we will start with a complete round around Konoha on our hands and then we will do the muscle training exercise. I will also make a diet and nutrition plan for you, follow that plan strictly. Now we will meet tomorrow morning. With this, my hellish training with Might Duo started. When I got used to the normal training without sweating, Dewey added weights to my legs and I start to pant again as I started the training in difficult mode. Looking at the hell mode training of Might Duo, I could only shake my head as I started again. 3 more months passed by as I rapidly improved in Taijutsu. Dewey taught me all of his techniques without holding back. Although he never mentioned anything about the 8 gates. I can understand his sentiment, but I am curious to see the technique and if possible I would like to master it as my healing factor can compensate for the loss of vitality and other harms to the body. But I doubt that Might Dewey will teach me this technique. Well, he spent 20 years of his life creating, mastering and perfecting the technique. How can he pass such a powerful technique to an unknown person? For now, even Might Guy isn't aware of this technique. Guess, I have to see the technique for myself and perhaps try to copy it with Sharingan. Normal Sharingan can't copy the technique as Kakashi was able to learn only one gate release. Maybe, it was his body unable to bear the pressure of further gates or his inability to further copy the technique. Dewey practices this technique late at night. I can sneak out from my house and spy on Dewey when he uses the technique and records it with Sharingan. This idea came to my mind and I unanimously thought of putting it in the act. Later at night, in Uchiha clan compounds. Inside his room, Izuna dressed completely in black clothes as he sneaks out from his room. Light style, camouflage cloak. Izuna's clothes start to cover in light chakra as his body starts to fade away and he turns invisible. I have further perfected my light style techniques and created a few new ones in these past years. Now not even Bakugan and Sharingan can detect me as I am a part of light itself. I sneaked out of the Uchiha clan under the watchful eyes of police guards as I exited the clan. I walked along the streets as they were empty and jumping on rooftops may create unnecessary noise. I reach the hut of Might Dewey as I see him sneak out. Dewey cautiously looks around as his gaze passed by me without any reaction. When he made sure no one is around, he starts to travel deeper into the forest. I closely followed him without making any noise. Soon he reaches near a small waterfall on the Nakar River. Dewey stops for a while and starts to look around again. After a while Dewey starts to do some warm-up exercise to condition his body. Dewey clenches his fist as he crosses his hands in front of his chest. Hara, gate of opening, gate of healing. Gate of life, gate of pain, gate of limit, open. Might Dewey immediately opened 5 gates out of 8 as he starts to jump and kick for a while. After a few seconds, he concentrated again as his skin turned red and veins appeared on his entire body. His body was releasing a dense blue chakra as his eyes and body glowed green. Hara, gate of view, open. A shockwave is released from his body as nearby water starts to displace. Awa, gate of wonder, open. His body starts to secrete blue sweat which evaporates immediately creating a blue aura that blew nearby trees. I am blown back by the shockwave and almost exposed myself. Might Dewey clenched his fist as he punched slightly in the air. A large crater formed beneath his feet as the compressed air started to take shape of a white tiger. Before it could form completely Dewey ran out of gas as he slumped on the ground and started to pant heavily. Not yet, this technique has almost reached completion. I still need a little bit of time to complete the technique. Dewey laid on the ground motionlessly. After a while, snoring sounds could be heard as Dewey fell asleep. I returned to clan compounds as I start to contemplate. The technique is too fast, he opened the first 5 gates simultaneously. I could only record the opening of 3 gates. I need to pay him continuous visits for a while to completely understand the technique. I made this plan as I continued to peek on Dewey for the next few weeks. Chapter 33, Ishiraku Ramen Grand Opening. I am very excited today. Very early in the morning, I held a flyer in my hand as I walked towards the market. Today is the grand opening ceremony of the Ishiraku Ramen and I want to be the first customer to eat the ramen. It is 4 a.m. now as I walk toward the ramen stand. There is no Naruto fan out there who won't like to eat a bowl of Ishiraku ramen. I got the opportunity to be the first person to try this heavenly ramen and I won't miss it. A week ago, Tki was distributing flyers across the streets and I immediately snatched one. I look at the flyers which say 50% off for the first 100 customers and my saliva began to drip as I imagined the taste of ramen. I reach near the stall which was still closed but some lights could be seen from the house. I assumed Tki is busy preparing ingredients for the ramen. I sat in front of the ramen stall as I close my eyes and start to meditate. More and more people start to join the queue behind me as I patiently waited for the ramen. It is all about patience. The more patient I am, the better the taste of ramen will be. These were my thoughts, but my stomach was in disagreement with them as it continued to growl. Damn it! How long do I have to wait? After a wait of 4 hours, Tki opens the shop and is surprised to see me first in the queue. He smiles at me and asks, "What is your order, customer?" "An extra large bowl of miso ramen with seaweed and also prepare another 2 bowls of tonkotsu ramen with char-siu as a takeaway." Coming right up. I excitedly rub my hand as Tki start to prepare my ramen. Until now a long line has already been formed as many people queued together either with their kids or grandkids. Here right up. Your extra large bowl of miso ramen with seaweed and another 2 bowls of tonkotsu ramen with char-siu toppings. The artistic quality of ramen almost blinds me as I activate my Sharingan just to record this scene. I collect my ramen as I began to slurp the silky noodles which slip down my throat as the rich soup soothes my tongue and a feeling of enlightenment and bliss engulfs me. I walk out of the queue as I start to eat the delicious ramen. I pay the money for ramen as I indulge in the delicacy again. I notice Minato anxiously searching for someone. "Oh! Minato-san, are you also here for ramen?" "Oh! Izuna. I am searching for Kakashi for a mission." Our conversation is interrupted as a man taps on Minato's shoulder. The man had waist-length, spiky white hair tied in a ponytail with 2 shoulder-length bangs framing his face. There were red lines under his eyes which extended further down his face. He wore a green short shirt kimono and matching pants, under which he wore a mesh armor visible at his wrists and ankles. He also wore handguards, a black belt, traditional wooden sandals, and a red haori with 2 yellow circles on each side. I immediately recognized him as Jiraiya of the legendary Sanins. "Hey there Minato." Jiraiya-sensei, Minato greets him. "Come with me for a moment." "Will you?" Jiraiya pulls Minato away. I just follow them. Jiraiya takes us to a nearby alley as he laughs and speaks. "Now watch carefully and be amazed." Jiraiya clutches his right hand with his left hand and forms a Rasengan. "What do you think? This is the hidden jutsu that took you 1.5 years to perfect and I have mastered this already. Isn't this incredible? HMPH. I scoff at him as I place my ramen bowl on the nearby wall. "Kid. You aren't impressed by me?" Jiraiya makes a long face as he questions me. I smirk at him as I stretch my hand out. Chakra began to gather in my palm as I form a Rasengan twice as big as him. Minato and Jiraiya went wide-eyed as they look at Rasengan, which is almost the size of a basketball. This is amazing." Both of them exclaims in unison. Keep watching. The Rasengan stops growing bigger as some sparks of lightning start to flicker around it. The Rasengan is covered in lightning as I aim it and throws it towards a tree. The Rasengan travels for a while before it vanishes. Ha! Big words, kids. Your Rasengan dissipated already, but still, your Rasengan is bigger than mine. Jiraiya laughs at me but sulks at the size. I snort at him as I reply. Have some patience, you geezer. Kid you. Don't test my patience. I will beat you up. Boom, bang. Jiraiya's words are interrupted by a large explosion as one of the trees is blown into pieces as its bits and pieces fall on the ground. A large crater is formed at its place as lightning flickers through the crater. Damn boy. That's too powerful. It is equal to an S-rank jutsu in power. Jiraiya complains. Izuna-kun. You are one step ahead of me after all. Minato sighs after seeing the destruction caused by Rasengan. What do you mean, Minato? Jiraiya questions. Ha, sensei. It is Izuna-kun who helped me in the development of Rasengan. Without his help, I might have taken much longer to create the Rasengan. He even went as far as adding nature transformation to the Rasengan, a feat which I am still trying to figure out. Don't worry Minato-san, I will teach you my vanishing Rasengan later. So that's the name you come up with? Yeah. After adding the lightning release chakra, the Rasengan vanishes when I try to throw it. So, I named it so. I pick up my ramen as I return back to the Ishiraku ramen. What a monster. This Uchiha kid is such a monster. Jiraiya murmurs to himself. Minato follows me as I continue to eat my ramen. Hey, Izuna. You are quite early to eat ramen, so fast. I am interrupted from my bliss by these words as I recognize the voice. Guy, Shitsune, and Asuma are cued in the line as Guy speaks to me. I greet him as I reply. I can't miss this heavenly ramen. Can I? I queued early at 4 a.m. and became the first person to eat this ramen. Ah. So good. I slurp down another strand of noodle as I look at them. Oh boy. I just can't wait to eat some of that awesome ramen. Shitsune jumps in excitement. Mr. Tki's gutsy noodle and soup for the soul. I will enjoy every drop of that with every fiber of my being. Guy speaks eagerly. To create delicious flavors, that's also the real fire. Asuma speaks in elation. All this excitement just for some ramen noodles. It's absolutely ridiculous. Kakashi interrupts as he speaks rudely. You are one to talk, Kakashi-senpai, when you are also queued up in the line. I rebuke him by pointing this out. Minato-sensei. Is it a mission? Kakashi ignores us as he runs toward Minato. That's right. We are assembling now. Minato replies to Kakashi as he starts to move towards the Hokage's office. You won't mind if I join you, Minato-san? I immediately gulp down the remaining soup as I pick up my remaining bowls and put them in a storage scroll. Well, I have no problem with your presence. But you have to ask Hokage-sama about it. Minato replies to me. Okay. Then it is decided, then I will follow you guys. I am pretty bored these days after all. All of us assemble at Hokage's office as Hiruzen is stunned to see me there. He points at me and asks. What are you doing here, Izuna? I am pretty bored these days, Grandpa Hokage. I want to do some missions and Minato-san's mission seemed interesting. So, I thought of tagging along. You don't have a problem, right? Hiruzen contemplates for a while before he replies. Okay. You can follow them. There is no problem with your inclusion in the mission. Hiruzen starts to explain the details of the mission for a while as he spoke. And that is the overview of your assignment. Minato Namikaze, Chizuru Kimichi, Shibuya-Buram, and Izuna Uchiha depart for Rorin right away. Understood. All of us answer in unison. But Lord Third Hokage, I would like to get your permission to include this shinobi Kakashi Hatake in the mission. Minato presents the details of Kakashi to Hiruzen. You have something in mind for this young man? He questions as he skims through the details of Kakashi. I do. He may still be young, but he is extremely talented, like Izuna here. Minato points towards me. Hiruzen contemplates for a while as he speaks. Kakashi is a rare genius who graduated early from the academy, and Izuna is a genius too. Too bad, we can't seem to find a suitable team for Izuna to pair with. Very well, both Izuna and Kakashi can participate in this mission. Chapter 34, The Lost Tower Part 1. The destination of our mission is Roran, the City of Towers. It is a city surrounded by deserts and lies in the Land of Wind. Hiruzen received a report from one of his spies in the Land of Wind. Anrokuzen, the evil minister of Roran, is concocting an evil scheme to utilize the chakra ley line below the city of Roran to amass power and eventually wage war on 5 nations. Our mission is to investigate and eliminate Anrokuzen, thus overthrowing his evil schemes. After an hour, all of us gather near Konoha's entrance gate as we are ready to depart. Izuna, Kakashi. Both of you will scout the city and search for clues regarding the plans of Anrokuzen. Me, Chisa, and Shibi will confront the enemy while we guard the Queen Sara of the Roran from shadows. Minato takes out his special kunais and hands one to both of us. Keep this kunai with you. In case of an emergency, I will be able to teleport to you in an instant and help you deal with the problem. Both of us nods to him and keep the kunai in our kunai holster. Roran is very far from Konoha. To reach Roran we have to travel through Land of Rivers, then enter Land of Winds, and further travel in the hot scorching desert to finally reach the destination. Although Roran is surrounded by desert, there is an oasis near it which helps the city with many issues. Our team of 5 moves out for the destination. We travel non-stop for 7 hours. Chisa and Shibi are surprised to see me and Kakashi being able to keep up with them. Unable to hold his curiosity back, Chisa asks Minato. Minato, these kids can keep up with our speed and stamina, especially that younger Uchiha kid. You have done a really job training Kakashi, as he is your team member, so you are aware of his capabilities. But what about the Uchiha kid? How do you know him so well? Minato chuckles as he replies. Chisa-san, in the past 2 years, Izuna had been training with my team regularly. He even skipped academy using a shadow clone to train with us. I can only say one thing. If Kakashi is a genius, then Izuna is a genius among genius. He helped me create my A-rank Jutsu Rasengan, and before I could improve it further, Izuna already perfected the Jutsu to an S-rank all on his own. The most surprising thing is he has enough chakra to use the S-rank Jutsu in an attack and still preserve his chakra. I can easily say, he can defeat most of the jounins of our village quite easily. And if caught by surprise, his S-rank Jutsu can even take down a kid-level shinobi. What he lacks is only experience, and I thought that this mission would help him gain some of it. Chisa and Shibi are shocked by this revelation as both of them mutter at the same time. What a monster! Anyway, we have traveled for quite a while, let's take some rest to preserve our stamina, and we will continue after an hour of rest. Both of them agree with the decision as we stop and start to recover our stamina. Hey, Kakashi. You really missed out on that delicious heavenly ramen. But worry not, I have got you covered. I take out the bowl of hot ramen from my storage scroll and present it to Kakashi. Kakashi strangely looks at me before he starts to dig in. I wanted to see the face of Kakashi with my own eyes. In our 2 years of friendship, I have never ever, even once seen Kakashi without his mask. Well, I have seen his face from the anime, but that was when Kakashi is an adult. I want to see how the chibi Kakashi looks like. I intently stare at Kakashi as I activate my Sharingan and stare at him. I want to record his face in my memories and make a poster of it and distribute it among all of his teammates and friend. Kakashi takes out the chopstick as he breaks it and gets ready to eat the ramen. My stare intensifies as I wait for the moment. As Kakashi is about to remove his mask and start eating his ramen, I feel a heavy hand on my shoulder. Startled, I turn around as my Sharingan flashes and creeps out the intruder. Chisa is startled by my Sharingan as he retreats. I deactivate my Sharingan as I ask him. Sorry to startle you, Chisa-san. Is there anything that I can help you with? Chisa scratches the back of his head as he inquires me. Earlier I saw you giving the hot ramen bowl to Kakashi. So, if you have any extra bowl remaining, can you share it with me? Oh. Only this. I do have a last bowl remaining which I was saving for the future, but there is no point in it. You can have the bowl. I take out the other bowl of ramen and hands it over to Chisa. He greedily slurps down the ramen as he remarks. What heavenly ramen! Ah, so good. I agree with him as I comment. Yes, this is the best ramen I have ever eaten. These silky noodles and that shiny broth which slides down your throat and soothes your soul. This is true bliss. Chisa nods as he agrees with me as asks. If you don't have any problem, can I ask you a question, Izuna-kun? I nod to him as I reply. As long as it is not something pertaining to our clan secret or any of such sort, I won't mind answering your question. It is nothing of that sort. I just wanted to ask you about your Sharingan, if you are fine with answering me. It is pretty unusual to see a unusual Sharingan, that too at such a young age. Oh, it is nothing secretive. I awakened my Sharingan previous years as I did many life and death mission with many teams and faced the death of many of my comrades, which awakened my Sharingan. Father said that my Sharingan is a mutated one, and depending on the mutations, they can either mature slowly or mature fast. My Sharingan is the latter one as it matured really fast. I replied to him. Oh. That's how it is. Thanks for the ramen, Izuna-kun. Minato and Shibi silently hears our conversation, but the shock on their faces is apparent when they saw my Sharingan. They are aware of the fact that many mutations of Kekkei Genkai tend to be harmful to the user and it can even cause death. They looked at me with a strange expression, but I ignored it. Damn. Kakashi is still eating the ramen. I have to record his face. Thank you for the food. As I turn around to face Kakashi, the latter had already finished his ramen as he covered his face with mask again and placed the chopsticks and bowl in a scroll. F*******. Kishimoto and his setting. One day I will unmask Kakashi before everyone. I grudgingly look at Kakashi, who was confused by my expression. After an hour is over, we start to run toward the land of winds again as the journey is too long. With our almost non-stop travel, we finally reached Roran, the city of towers, after 4 days. All of us were exhausted either mentally or physically, and we needed a break to recuperate from the fatigue. So, we decided to stay in the oasis outside the Roran as we relaxed. From a distance, Roran looked like an obelisk with a broad platform and many spiky structures jutted out of it. The city had a strange design. I activated my Sharingan to start the telescopic vision paired with X-ray vision as I peek inside the city. The platform-like structure is the walls of the city, which blocks the ever-present hot Sunday winds from entering the city, and the spiky structures are various towers where the people of Roran reside. The highest town in the middle of the city is the Queen's Palace, where the Queen Sara of Roran resides. The entire city had a Gothic feel to it, with many skyscraping narrow towers pointed in the sky. I didn't reveal my discovery to them, as it is pointless to do so, and they will figure it out on their own once we reach near the city. All of us start to prepare our tents to sleep in the forest. Setting tents would help us sleep in a more relaxed manner. There is no fear of any insects biting us. Shibi is able to contact the insects and ask them to stay away from us. Minato and I start to set up some detection seals and other seals around our camps to warn us of any threat. Kakashi also helped by placing some traps, in case of an ambush. Shibi just sent his insects out to scout the area. Meanwhile, Chisa just sat in the tent as he munched down on dry rations like snacks. We were pretty much set as all of us went to sleep in our tents. Chapter 35, The Lost Tower Part 2. It's time. Let's move out. Kakashi and Izuna, both of you start scouting the area as soon as we reach Roran. The three of us will keep an eye on Anrokuzen and Queen Sara. We reached the outer walls of Roran and all of us start to climb the walls to infiltrate the city. Minato gave us a few strange tribal masks to hide our identities. We separate from each other at the wall as I start to scout the area with my Sharingan. The large towers of Roran blocked most of the sunlight. The lighting of the city is mostly artificial light powered by chakra from the ley line. I start to fumble around the city to search for the Ryumyaku or the chakra ley line. From the movie, I am aware of the general location. The location is near 5 large pipes that run underground and are connected to a secret chamber where the seal for Ryumyaku is hidden. As I was searching around the city, a brilliant flash of light appeared for a second in a place not too far from me. I immediately start to run towards the place. A man with short brown hair and black, almond-shaped eyes lay unconscious on the ground. He wore the standard Jounin uniform but without the Uzumaki crest on the shoulders. He also wore a form-fitting navy blue t-shirt that goes up to his chin. 2 pouches with ninja tools were strapped to his lower back. But his most distinctive feature was his Happari-style forehead protector that frames his face similar to second Hokage Tobirama Senju. Oh! Look, who is this Pokemon? Cough, cough, I mean, who is this person? It is future Yamato. He is not aware of my identity and neither do I, so I have to act the part of a stranger. He is a test subject of Orochimaru with Hashirama cells that in turn gives him Asura's cells. Maybe I can take out some of his blood to examine. I slowly walk to Yamato and make some hand signs. Earth style, rock binding. I bind Yamato in case he attacks me. Well, the moment he wakes up, he will be on guard against enemy attack. I take out a kunai and a sample bottle from my storage scroll. Ninjas usually carry sample tubes as during any mission if we face against any Kekai Genkai user and bleed them, the village can experiment on their blood to find the weakness of the Kekai Genkai. I lightly stab Yamato with my kunai as I collect his blood sample. The pain from the stab causes the unconscious Yamato to gain consciousness. He slowly opens his eyes as he looks around in confusion before he puts up guard. Stop, right there. You are surrounded by the FBI. Throw your weapons, kneel on the ground, and put your hands behind your head. Yamato is startled to hear this monologue as it reminded him of a certain powerful shinobi who likes to say weird things that are unheard of. Izuna-san, is it you, Izuna-san? Hold it right there. Who are you? Introduce yourself. Otherwise, I have to consider you as an enemy and deal with you. I just start to say random things to Yamato following the protocol as this is my first meeting with him. You are wearing the Konoha forehead protector, which means you are a leaf shinobi. But Hokage-sama only sent our team on this secret mission. This can only mean one thing, either you are a spy or you are in disguise. I will bring you back to Konoha for interrogation. Sorry, Izuna-san. I don't know what happened here, but the ruins of Roran have changed into a city and you somehow turned into a kid. I take off my mask as I activate my Sharingan. I am ready to assault Yamato. Well, I wanted to fight Yamato and see the wood release for myself. I can use wood release but I don't know the exact jutsus and chakra ratio and even chakra pathways to circulate wood chakra. While fighting with Yamato, I can learn the jutsus and I can practice and improve them later. So, I definitely have to fight him. Enough with your chit-chat and excuses. You are coming with me to interrogation. I start to infuse chakra as I make hand signs. Then sorry Izuna-san. I need to find Naruto, Sakura, and Sai. We have to stop Mukid at all costs. Fire style, great fireball technique. I spew out a large fireball at Yamato who is held in my rock binding. Yamato breaks the rock binding by converting his hands in wood as he immediately makes hand signs and slams his hands on the ground. Wood style, wood locking wall. Pillars of wood sprouts from the ground from both the left and right side of Yamato as they join together to form a wooden dome. The fireball collides with the wooden dome as it explodes but wooden dome protects Yamato. Oh. A wood-style user similar to first Hokage, now you definitely need to follow me back to the village. I make some more hand signs as I need a large amount of chakra and release it. Fire style, searing fire bullet. I spew out a compressed fireball that travels at a very fast speed and collides with the wooden dome, instantly incinerating it and covering it in flames. Water style, tearing torrent. Yamato throws out a large amount of water from his hands and extinguishes the flame. Wood style, four-pillar prison technique. Large numbers of wooden pillars rise from the ground around me, trapping me in a wooden prison. I infuse chakra in my hands as I punch them, but they were able to block my punch. It is futile Izuna-san. This wood is coated with a thick layer of chakra and it can't be destroyed so easily. Yamato remarks. Oh. Is that so? I smirk at Yamato as my hand reaches to my back as I pull out chakra blade and I start to infuse light chakra in it. My blade starts to glow red, then it turns blue. Light style, lightsaber. This technique is inspired from one of my favorite series in my past life. The blade produces a humming sound from the vibrations caused by the intense electromagnetic radiations and heat. I swing the blade as it slices through the wooden pillars like a hot knife slices through butter. Yamato has his mouth wide opened as he gawks at me. Now, it's your turn. I look at Yamato as I start to swing my blade and dash towards him. Ah! Shit! Even in his childhood, Izuna-san is a monster. Yamato immediately makes some hand signs as he stretches out his hand towards me. Wood style, great forest technique. His left arm transforms into a large tree that lengthens at high speed and forks into many branches as it comes towards me. The ends of the tree change into many sharp stakes. I swing my chakra blade easily, slicing and dicing all of the trees as I march towards him. Yamato is terrified by this as he immediately makes hand signs and slams his hands on the ground. Wood style, nativity of a sea of trees. a large amount of tress and grass start to grow from the ground as they covered the surrounding terrain. I put back my chakra blade as I stretch out my right hand and start to form a Rasengan. Big ball Rasengan. A big ball Rasengan the size of a basketball is formed in my hand as I open my mouth and spew out some flames on top it. Flame release, big ball burning Rasengan. I slam the flaming Rasengan into the trees as they are destroyed and burnt with my Rasengan. I notice the presence of Minato, who is running towards me to stop me, but I continue to run toward Yamato. As I am about to touch Yamato, Minato suddenly teleports beside me and grabs my hand to stop my assault. Stop, Izuna. He is not an enemy. Minato orders me. Yamato slumps down on the ground as he starts to pant heavily. He had run out of chakra. Oh. I am aware of it. I was just teasing the guy and wanted to let some of my stress from past years loose, and this guy happens to be a suitable practice target. Both Minato and Yamato sweat drop at my comment as Yamato asks me since when. Oh. That, when this guy popped from, out of nowhere. He was engulfed in a strange light. I was able to sense the fluctuation of a space-time ninjutsu from the light, and Minato-san, even your chakra and sealing formula was mixed within. So, I deduced that this guy is a time traveler. Either he is from the past or from the future. When he called me Izuna-san despite my young age, I concluded that he is from the future. Since he is older than me by around 20 years and still calls me Izuna-san, which means he is my equal. Minato is shocked by my deduction as he praises me. Amazing, Izuna-kun. Your deduction is accurate. This guy is from the future and we just met up with this guy's companion called Naruto. I sent that guy to protect Princess Sarah. I have located the Anrokuzen, whose original name is Mukid. Let us defeat him and foil his evil plan. Chapter 36, Grimoire of Sin. Boom, boom. Our conversation is interrupted by the sound of a huge explosion that blew one of the nearby tower. I felt a large amount of chakra filled with animosity and hatred from the tower. So, this is the chakra of Nine Tails. I couldn't really feel the chakra of Nine Tails when I am with Big Sister Kushina, as her seal is way too powerful compared to the Naruto's seal. The seal is personally crafted by Mito Uzumaki, who is one of the most powerful Fuinjutsu users ever according to records. We leave an exhausted Yamato behind as all of us run towards the explosion. I finally saw Naruto for the first time. He wore an orange and black jacket with a red Uzumaki crest on the back. He also wore orange pants with a shuriken holster on his right knee, black sandals, and a black forehead protector. His yellow blonde hair, paired with blue eyes, greatly resembled Minato. The trademark 3 whiskers markings were ever present on his cheeks. Naruto confronted a large spider-like puppet with 8 arms as it attacks him. He makes a big ball Rasengan and slams the puppet in the ground. The nearby parts of the broken puppets start to rise in the air as they are being controlled by chakra threads. All of the parts start to assemble and fuse with the spider puppet as the puppet starts to recover. Kakashi, who had been planting explosive tags all around, start to detonate them. Chisa uses his partial expansion jutsu as he punches the puppet into a wall. Shibi covers the puppet with his insects to suck the chakra out of it and thus cut off the chakra supply of the puppet. The ground begins to tremble as the remaining parts of the puppets assemble together to form a large humanoid scorpion puppet. The puppet body of Mukid fuses with the large puppet as he starts to rampage around. Naruto uses some shadow clones to pin the puppet, but the puppet just shakes them off. The puppet breaks free from the confines of the tower as it breaks a wall and runs rampant on streets. As for me, I just create a large Rasengan and slam it into the puppet. The lower body of the puppet is blown away, but it starts to absorb chakra from Ryumyaku and regenerates itself in seconds. We won't be able to destroy the puppet unless we cuts off its power source, Minato remarks. The Anrokusen puppet creates chakra thread as it ties Princess Sarah and starts to pull her towards itself. Naruto uses his chakra blade to sever the chakra thread and save the princess. The princess decides to seal the source of Ryumyaku as she grabs hold of Naruto's chakra blade. Minato, Naruto, and I decide to break in the main tower to cut off the power source. Meanwhile, Chisa and Shibi hold the puppet back. Shibi infuses chakra in his insects as they quickly multiply and create a swamp below the giant puppet. Ninja Art, Insect Deception Jutsu. The insects cover the puppet and start to devour its chakra. Chisa eats a chakra pill and expands into a giant as he throws the puppet into a nearby tower. Anrokusen puppet absorbs more chakra from Ryumyaku as it destroys Shibi's insects. The puppets run off to prevent Princess and Naruto from cutting off the chakra. Naruto creates a big ball Rasengan, greatly surprising Minato. He throws the Rasengan to the puppet, but it gets blocked by its tail. If we want to take it down, we have to find its weak spot. Shuriken Shadow Clone Jutsu. Minato throws multiple shurikens to find the weak spot of the puppet. The puppet starts to regenerate again. Anrokusen is annoyed by Naruto's continuous assault as he opens his mouth wide. Leyline Great Dragon Fire. A huge amount of purple flames erupts from its mouth as it fires towards Naruto. Earth Style, Mud Wall. Naruto makes a mud wall to block the fire attack. Wind Style, Rasen Shuriken. Naruto creates a large Rasen Shuriken and throws it towards the puppet, but the puppet opens its mouth and sucks the chakra from Jutsu inside itself. Anrokusen swats Naruto away like a fly as it continues to run towards the sealed gate. Earth Style, Mud Swap. I immediately make some hand signs as I slam my hands on the ground and create a mud swamp to stop the puppet. Anrokusen struggles for a while before it draws more chakra from the Ryumyaku and breaks free from the swamp. Naruto and Minato merges their Rasengan through chakra resonance to create the legendary Supreme Ultimate Rasengan. Now, I can't stay behind in the fun, can I? Lightning Style, Vanishing Rasengan. I create a big lightning Rasengan and throw it towards Anrokusen. Anrokusen laughs hysterically as he shouts, "Whatever that jutsu is, it can't stop me. Now, I show you one of my most powerful jutsu. Leyline Ultimate Great Dragon Fire Jutsu." The puppet spews out a large beam of purple fire from its stomach. Naruto dodges the beam as Minato opens a hole in the puppet with his Shuriken Shadow Clone Jutsu. The combination of mine and Naruto's Rasengan destroy the puppet. The puppet falls in Ryumyaku as it starts to destabilize the ley line. The seal preventing the destabilization has been destroyed. Both Yamato and Naruto glow as Minato speaks. The perpetrator of the Jutsu Mukid just died, so the pendulum of time will reset itself and both of you will return to your era. Naruto finally notices my presence and I am really curious to see his expression. He points towards me. "Ah, are you Big Brother Arjuna?" He is surprised to see me as he starts to speak. "Big Brother Arjuna, it really is you. Where you went off to in?" Okay. Stop from further revealing the future as it may change the timeline. Minato stops Naruto from speaking further as he continues. To prevent the change in the timeline, I will seal all of our memories. He makes some hand signs as he presses his hand on the ground, a large fuinjutsu seal appears on ground as it covers all of us. Memory erasing seal. Sorry, Minato-san, but I already know about the future. So, I won't comply with your request. I activate my Sharingan as I quickly start to analyze the weakness of the seal. After I find the weakness, I prepare a hand seal of my own which covers my body. Suppress. The seal covers all of us including Minato, but I shook off the seal with my counter seal. A white light engulfs us all as Naruto and Yamato disappear in it. After the light fades away, all four of them forget about the event as they start to recall the details. We were on a mission to stop Anroku's evil plan. Have we succeeded? Chisa questions. I suppose. I point toward the broken puppet as I remark. Then why can't I remember anything? Shibi frowns as he mutters. What's important is the completion of the mission, and since we have already completed the mission, there is no need for us to dabble further into it. Let us return back to Konoha. Minato cuts our conversation as he orders us to return. Yes, we will return to the Konoha soon. Chisa and Shibi agree. Kakashi, you did a good job with the mission. Minato praises Kakashi. As we are about to return, I sensed something below the ceiling pillar, something attracting me towards itself. Minato-san, I want to check the ceiling formula once again, maybe it will help me learn more about fuinjutsu. All right then, but you should hurry up as we have to depart and report about the mission to Hokage-sama. Okay. Minato-san. I will only just take a few seconds. Minato and the rest of the team start to move out as I move toward the column. After ensuring that nobody is present, I jump down from the platform as I move towards the bottom of the seal. As I moved down, the attraction became stronger. Soon, I reached the base of the ceiling pillar just above the chakra of the ley line. The chakra of the ley line is too volatile and hot as sweat begins to drip from my head. A metallic edge of something is protruding out from the rock wall. As soon as I touch the metallic edge, my chakra starts to drain as the metallic edge starts to shine in purple light. The nearby rocks and debris start to crumble to reveal a metallic box. I curiously pick up the metallic box to check it out. There is a weird star-like symbol with 8 pointy spikes and an eye in the middle of the box. There are 6 holes around the eye as they resemble a missing part of the box. As I touched the middle eye, the book suddenly starts to glow in purple color. The eye shines brightly as the box starts to float in front of me. One of the spikes of the eyes shoots in my direction as it pierces my hand. I almost screamed in pain, but I clutched my mouth with my other hand. The metal box starts to suck my blood and chakra inside itself. I start to frantically shake the box in an attempt to free myself from it. I immediately activate my Sharingan to search for any details. As soon as I activated my Sharingan, the box starts to heat up again as the eye in the middle of the book opens and a purple beam of light is ejected from it. The beam is too fast for me as I am unable to avoid it. The beam starts to scan my Sharingan as the box starts to spin rapidly. The box closes on me and before I could react, the 8 spikes of the book pierce my hand as the box vanishes. A weird fuinjutsu seal appears on my hand. I try to rub the seal but I am unable to clear the mark. I start to use fuinjutsu to suppress the weird seal but my fuinjutsu seals shatter on contact with the seal. I frantically start to think of a way to get rid of this trouble and start to curse myself. Fuck. Mainly in many novels and animes, in such a situation the main character is supposed to get a powerful item. But why do I have to get a cursed seal instead? Fuck. I shouldn't have paid any heed to this strange attraction and now I seem to be in great trouble. Sin, Grimoire of Sin. These words echoed in my mind. Chapter 37, B-Rank Mission. After the incident of the Rorin is over, all of us returned to Konoha. I looked at my right hand which had that strange Fuinjutsu seal. For some odd reasons, the seal is visible only to me. I can only see the seal with my Sharingan. I feel uneasy with this unknown seal on my body as it continues to absorb my chakra passively. I can't suppress this seal with Fuinjutsu, and even if I seal my chakra, the seal will break the seal on my chakra and start absorbing it again. My chakra reserves are almost at the level of 2 tails, and this continuous absorbing of my chakra doesn't affect me much. The only drawback being when I start to infuse more chakra for a jutsu, the chakra absorption rate also increases, leading to a rapid drain in my chakra. I am helpless against this seal. This unknown seal is still a cause of potential future danger, and I can't afford such a risk. Even my Sharingan is useless against it. It is too complex to be deciphered by just my 3-tomo Sharingan, and maybe I need Mangekyo Sharingan to figure out its secret. As I am unable to do anything with it, I just left it to its own. Also, just 6 months after me, Shisui graduated and joined a team. He also awakened his Sharingan on one of his missions. Most of the time Hiruzen will pair me with Shisui's team for a mission, and I began to like its members. Shisui's team consisted of Shisui, Keijuko an orphan, and a civilian girl called Mami. Keijuko is a very cheerful guy who is also a genius in ninjutsu. His parents died while on a mission and he grew up in an orphanage. Mami is a shy girl and she seems to have a crush on Shisui which he is unaware of. I tease Shisui as usual for how dense he is. After the Rorin mission, Minato-san requested for a rank promotion for both me and Kakashi to Jounin. But Hiruzen just promoted me to Chunin and denied the promotion to Jounin by specifying various implications and such. He even made it clear that promoting Kakashi to a Jounin is an exception and Kakashi isn't ready for it. Recently, the I-1 ninjas had a rise in suspicious activity at Land of Grass. Most of the Jounin are deployed there, and this leaves Chunins and Genins with many high-level missions. Many times, the difficulty of a mission for a Genin team lead by a Chunin even rises to B rank. I am assigned as the temporary Chunin leader of the Shisui's team, and our previous mission happened to be a B rank. It was also during this mission that Shisui awakened his Sharingan directly with 2 tomos. To be honest, I was quite jealous of Shisui to directly awaken a 2-tomo Sharingan, but the trauma that caused it conflicted my emotions. Today, I am practicing with Shisui's team on their teamwork and cooperation during a mission. I have learned a lot of things from Minato-san about teamwork, and I am trying to teach that to them. Recently, Minato-san and his team are too occupied at borders, and even the Jounin leader of Team Shisui is out on a mission. I don't know why, but I never got to pair with any team after my first team retired. As we were practicing, a summoning eagle starts to hover above us. Shisui and I quickly noticed the eagle as we hurriedly departed to Hokage's office. As usual, when we enter the office, Hiruzen is smoking from pipe as he inhales a deep puff of smoke before he exhales it and places the pipe on the table. Izuna Uchiha and Team 4, today I have called you here for an urgent B-rank mission. Usually, the mission would have been handled in care of a Jounin, but the unrest at borders had left us short-handed. So, this mission will be handled by your team and Izuna will be your team leader. Now, here are the details of the mission. In recent years, various cases of illegal smuggling of weapons, minerals, and even jutsu scrolls have been spotted. Your mission this time is to locate and assassinate the leader of the organization and retrieve everything back. Keep in mind the involvement of Kumogakyo ninjas during the mission. Now, are there any questions? Hokage-sama, there would likely be involvement of Jounin-level ninjas in such a mission. Isn't the rating of this mission too low? I questioned the specifics of the mission. You don't have to worry about that. The gathered information is accurate and had been verified by a reliable source. So, the assessment for this mission is indeed B rank. It would be too presumptuous of me, but may I ask the source of the information? After all, I need to make sure about the safety of my team during the mission. Well, you don't need to worry too much. The information is completely reliable as it is provided by one of the elders of the village who is also a close friend of mine. Fuck Danza. Everywhere that Pineapple Head is involved, it reeks of trouble. I can safely assume that this mission will be A rank or possibly S rank. It is a suicide mission with no chance to return alive. Should I refuse the mission, but the village has a shortage of ninjas courtesy of Danza. Anyway, let's take this mission. I can easily face a Jounin on my own. Okay. Hokage-sama, we will accept this mission. Very well, here are the rest of the details of the mission, and this is the information of our spy whom you can contact for further information. Keep this file a secret and don't leak any information about the spy to anyone. Yes, Hokage-sama. All four of us reply in unison as we flicker out of his office. Meet me at the village entrance in an hour. Prepare your stuff, tools, and we will depart for the mission. After an hour all of us departed for the land of hot water as I start to further brief them up on the details of the mission. Our target this time is the leader of an underground organization called Claw. His name is Wakano and he is a middle-aged man with a scar over his right cheek right up to his neck. He is a fat-bellied man. I show them the picture of Wakano as I continue. His base of operation is in Takeshi village, which borders Land of Frost. His right hand and left hand man names are Kobe and Benjiro respectively. They are your general hoodlums and nothing to be wary of. But the real trouble is the ninjas from Kumogakyo. I suspect that many Jounins are involved in this mission. So, this mission is likely an A-rank mission at the least. Yes, I have a similar gut feeling. Izunani-san. Shisui chimes in. We should take every step cautiously during the mission as any small mishap can cost you your life. I assume all of you have brought the antidote of poisons with you, just in case the enemy uses them. Yes, we are all ready, Izunani-san. All of them speak in unison. We continued our journey towards the Takeshi village. It took us 3 days to arrive at the village. At the entrance of the village, all of us changed our appearance to match that of merchants with a simple transformation jutsu. We don't want anyone to get suspicious of us and warn Kumo ninjas and Wakano's man. I even cloaked us in an illusion technique to appear more realistic. Now, it is time for us to gather information about the underground gang. After we confirm the information, we will meet with the spy to ask for further information. Shisui and Mami, both of you will move together on one side of the village. Me and Keijuko will move towards the other side of the village. Right after 3 hours, gather at the same spot. We enter the streets of Takeshi village to gather information. Izunani-san, where do you want to go first to gather information? Keijuko questioned me. Let's go to a tavern or bar for information. These hoodlums are typically fond of alcohols and they will occasionally visit such a place to drown themselves in alcohol. We can also hear most of the rumors circulating the village. Maybe, some of the news might provide us some clues about the whereabouts of the Claw. Keijuko nods to me as we move towards a nearby tavern. I activate my Sharingan and cover it with another illusion as we walk towards the tavern. We enter the tavern, as I order some food for both of us to eat. The owner of the tavern is a fat guy with a large mustache and a thug look. He has a centipede like a cross running horizontal across his head. I scan his body with my Sharingan to check for any transformation or other clues. Chapter 38, Investigation. I couldn't spot any problem with the owner of tavern. Both of us sat in one of the corner seats of the tavern, as we listened to the rumors. Have you heard that the daughter of village chief had an affair with that son of fisherman? I wonder how village chief would react. I heard that Maken-san brought some new wares from his trip to Land of Fire. We should check them out. People are talking about many rumors and hot topics in the village. None of which seemed to be relevant for us except the merchant who recently visited Land of Fire. Oh. Have you heard Zack-san got rich over a fortnight? Yes. I heard about that news. Recently, he got a big order to forge some things, and after that order, his business is on a rise. Money is flowing like water to him. Yeah. He had struck gold this time. Shush. I have a piece of insider news on Zack's business. I recently went to his shop to get my axe fixed, and you know what I saw? What? I saw some scary bald guys with many scars on their faces. Those guys looked like hoodlums, so I immediately avoided them. They carried a very heavy crate with them. What is surprising about this? There are all kinds of people who visit his shop. No, the surprising part is I saw a tattoo of an eagle's talon under their neck. The mark was well hidden, but I was able to get a glimpse of it. Hey! Do you think that guy was part of that organization? Shush, don't talk such a thing in a public place. We may get marked by those devious guys. Keijuko and I have been waiting for such news. So, this confirms the existence of Claw. Let's return to our meeting spot. We will meet up with Shisui and Mami to share our side of intel. I silently inform Keijuko about our next step. We reach our destination and wait for a while. After an hour of wait, Shisui and Mami shows up. I inform them about my finding and they share their information. Shisui and Mami found nothing unusual on their side. Shisui and Mami, both of you will search the shop of Maken the merchant for any clues, whereas I and Keijuko will investigate the shop of blacksmith Zack. It is almost evening now. Let's find an inn for our lodgings and we shall start the investigation during the night. We found an inn near the merchant's shop. We reserved 3 rooms. Keijuko and Shisui are sharing a room. Later at night, all of us are ready to investigate as we sneak out. Keijuko and I sneak to the blacksmith's shop, which is at the other end of the village. Clank, clank. Sounds of metal hitting metal echoed on the shop as the blacksmiths are forging something. We sneak in through one of the windows as I cover Keijuko and myself in my camouflage technique. After fumbling around for a while, I find out the location of the storeroom. There are many wooden crates inside the storeroom. We start to inspect them. The crates had lots of freshly forged kunais, shurikens, and various ninja tools and weapons. So, this is what is going on. Kumogakyo is preparing for the incoming war. Looks like the tension at borders had reached a breaking point and war may break out any instant. I nod to Keijuko as we sneak out of the shop back to the inn. Shisui and Mami were already present there. All of us gather in my room, as we start to discuss our findings. Shisui states his report. Niai-san, we searched the shop of the Maken guy. There is nothing suspicious in his shop. So, we went to his house to search for clues and look at what we found. Shisui takes out a scroll from his pocket and puts the scroll on the table. A kanji letter for confidential is written on the scroll. He was about to open the scroll as I hurriedly grabbed his hand. Wait. Don't be hasty. I start to make some hand signs as I infuse chakra in my hands. A fuinjutsu seal appears in my hand as it starts to crawl over the scroll. Another seal appears on the scroll as my seal starts to destroy the seal. After the seal is destroyed, I pick up the scroll as we investigate. There was an explosive seal on the scroll. Thank God, Shisui, you didn't open it earlier. Cold sweat ran down the spine of Shisui and Mami as they heaved a sigh of relief. But Nii-san, I checked the scroll earlier with my Sharingan to detect the presence of any trap. But there was no sign of a trap on it. Shisui asks in curiosity. Indeed, there is no sign of a trap on the paper. The explosive seal is hidden so well with other seals that even Bakugan and Sharingan can't tell the difference. But it is an entire case for me altogether since I am a fuinjutsu master. I am able to spot the hidden explosive seal as I usually wrote a lot of them. All of my explosive tags are written by me. But who could have prepared such a well-hidden trap for us? All of us start to speculate over the creator of this trap. If my suspicion is right, then it is most likely Danza. In the anime, after the Second Ninja War, Kumogakyo starts to gather all kinds of ninjutsus from various villages and clans. Probably, Danza has set up this trap to blow some of those ninjas. What a devious plan! If Daidra is aware of this plan, he would give a thumbs up to Danza. I shook my head to discard such funny thoughts as I opened the scroll. Inside the scroll is the list of some C and D rank jutsus which are commonly used by genins in Konoha. Such jutsus could be found anywhere. This Maken guy is just the middleman of the chain. I bet he isn't aware of the contents of the scroll, otherwise by now probably he would have blown himself. Let us head out to meet with our informant next morning. I stop the meeting as all of us go to sleep. Next day in the morning, all of us gather again after our breakfast as we move towards the designated location to meet our spy. We reach the meeting spot as we hid ourselves and wait for the spy to appear. After around 15 minutes, a fat guy with a large mustache and the appearance of a merchant appears at the spot. The fat guy starts to look around as he marks the nearby wall with a weird symbol. This is our spy, that is the symbol Hokage-sama told us about. Let us meet with the spy, but make sure to have your guard up. He could be an enemy in disguise too. I warned all of them as we move out from our hiding spot. We walk up to the spy in our disguise as I move towards the wall and draw another sign. The spy nods towards us. We follow him to a remote location before clearing the marks. After reaching to a quiet place. You are the shinobi sent by the village, right? You sure took your time. We were supposed to meet yesterday. Yes. We are Leaf Shinobi, and some matters delayed us. Anyway, now guide us to the hideout so that we can do our mission. I reply to the spy. Follow me. Wakano is the leader of the underground organization Claw. I am sure you know about it. But, recently I have spotted a lot of Kumo ninjas around his hideout. Here are the details of the underground hideout which I acquired from bribing a member of the Claw. The spy handouts a scroll with a map on it as he continues. Wakano usually spends most of his time underground and his dirty work is carried by his right-hand man. The right time to assassinate him would be during the night when he is busy in his pleasure. Also, if you successfully assassinate him, then make sure to meet me once. I also have to complete my mission after all. Very well. That's fine. What's your mission is about, and what will you do in case of failure? I ask the spy as I look in his eyes for his response. I will just go in hiding for a while if you failed your mission. As for my mission, I am sorry but I can't reveal its content. I check his facial expression with my Sharingan as I see no changes in them. So, he is speaking the truth. Maybe, Hiruzen has some other plans. Alright. We have reached the place. Now all you have to do is wait for the night to increase your chances of success. My job is done here and I will retreat now. The spy retreats as we hid nearby and wait for the night to arrive. So that's it guys, hope you like the video. Like, share and subscribe the channel for more such videos and tell me in the comment section if you have any questions or recommendation about the new What If series you guys wants to listen. Peace.